Steal a Brainrot is a game all about stealing, so today I will be showcasing 5 of the best stealing methods in the game. 4 of them are solo and 1 of them is for 2 people. I will also be getting 5 steals for each method, so without further ado let's get into the video. To start off, we are gonna start with the most classic stealing method, the trap swap. First you gotta buy a trap from the shop and place it behind your victim's base. Then when the timer hits 2 seconds, body swap and steal their stuff while they are stuck in the trap. Here are 5 steals with the trap swap method. On my first steal, I found this guy's base and was planning to wait for the timer to go down before trap swapping, but there were like 5 people going in his base, so I decided to trap swap early knowing that the other people would trap the owner somehow. So when the base timer hit 0, I ran to my base. This trap swap was weird. I placed a trap and trap swapped the owner, but then he left, right after someone joined and had a spitter Nini, so I immediately took it before she could leave. She then left and I dashed to my base. I went for this giraffe and placed my trap next to the base. When the base time hit 4 seconds, I trap swapped and stole that. I found this rainbow tralalero, so I placed a trap next to his base. This time I waited for the base time to hit 2 seconds, swapped, and stole the tralalero. For this last trap swap steal I looked for a 1 mil plus Brainrot to steal, and found this trippy troppy, so I did everything I did last time. Place a trap, and trap swap at 3 seconds. On my first attempt I got cooked by the owner's ult, so I went back in there and magnet the owner before he could lock and Medusa it. I then quickly picked up the trippy troppy and made a dash to my base. The next method is the sentry strat, but before you attempt it, it is really important to change your avatar size to be tall so you can climb to 2nd floor. To do the strat, you gotta go on their sign and place a sentry. After that you gotta clone in and run with cloak away from the base, then clone in so you don't make them suspicious. At 3 seconds you gotta Medusa and take the Brainrot you want, then jump around the base to your sentry and climb onto the 2nd floor. From there you're gonna inch your way to your base. When you're at it you gotta jump around your 2nd floor and fall onto your deposit spot and boom, you got it. Here are 5 steals with the sentry strat. On this first steal I spotted this tank god and saw that it was stolen, but knew it was gonna return. So I put a sentry on the sign, and went down, then Medusa it and took it. From there I went upstairs and climbed my sentry onto the 2nd floor. Then I inched my way to my base and dropped down. Shortly after I found this giraffe, so I grappled onto the sign and placed a sentry. I then cloned in and waited for the timer to hit 0. 3 seconds before, I took the Brainrot and headed to the stairs. The owner tried to Medusa me, but I have no idea how it missed, but anyways I climbed up the stairs and onto the 2nd floor by sentry. I then headed to my base. While I was doing this next steal, admin abuse was going on, so it helped me a little, but regardless I found this potato tractor thing I wanted to steal, placed a sentry on the sign and cloned in. Sani then started concert, so I got onto the sentry easily and bounced my way to my base. Shortly after, I found this Cocofanto, so I placed a sentry on top and cloned in. While I was going upstairs the owner boogie bombed me, so I Medusa'd him and stole it again. From there it was light work to my base. For this last sentry steal, I went for this giraffe, did the routine, and went to my base. The next stealing method is the grapple strat. Clone in, when you're about to steal, grapple away. It's best for if their base is right next to yours. Here are 5 steals with the grapple strat. For my first steal, I was looking to get this toucan thing, so I cloned in, and when the base timer hit 3 seconds, I Medusa'd and grappled to the door. I then hopped around to my base and he was too slow to get me. For the next steal, I found this lavaca that was right next to my base and multiple people were trying to steal it, so I went in there and stole it, then grappled away to my base. For my next steal, I found this stacked base, so of course I cloned in, stole something and grappled. Roblox did freeze a little, but I made it out, so I went to my base. Literally the server after that, I found this guy who was getting stolen from left and right, so I went in there and stole his tank, then grappled away to my base. For this last steal I was going for this pencil thing, but there were 2 people already trying to get it, so I waited and planned to do Medusa when the timer hit 3 seconds, but the owner did instead, so I then Medusa'd the owner and took the pencil, then grappled to my base. The next method is the Medusa method. For this example I didn't clone in, but you usually do before the base unlocks. Anyways, when the base time hits 3 seconds you Medusa and take their Brainrot, then run. Here are 5 steals with the Medusa strat. For the first steal I found a Tralalero on someone's second floor, so I placed a sentry on the path to my base in case someone follows. I then cloned into his second floor in Medusa, then stole the Brainrot and ran to my base. While going to my base I noticed I was going the wrong direction and quickly turned back. Later I found this taco pig thing, so I placed a sentry on the path to my base and cloned in. At 2 seconds I Medusa'd, but the owner was elsewhere, so when heading back to my base I had to dodge her Medusa and webslinger. A few minutes later I found this base with 2 gods on second floor, so I placed a sentry and went to check the timer, which was 12 seconds, so I immediately cloned in and waited till the timer hit 5 seconds and Medusa'd, then stole the god and ran back to my base. For this next steal, I spawned right next to the stacked base, so OFC I placed a sentry and cloned in ASAP. When the base timer hit 2 seconds I Medusa'd and stole the tiger, then ran to my base. For my last steal I spawned right next to this base with 2 gods, so I placed sentry and cloned in. While I was waiting for timer to hit 3 seconds, bro was fighting demons, but anyways when it did I Medusa'd and ran off with his Brainrot. For this last method, you gotta get a friend. I know only 1% of viewers have them, but anyways to do the method your friend has to web-sling them in this combo. Or just do whatever to them to buy you time so you can steal the Brainrot. Here are 5 steals with the duo method. For this first steal, I went for this new god and cloned in. I was in a VC with my friend, so at 4 seconds I Medusa top floor while he was buying me time to get to my base, and the owner actually left, so I ran to my base. For this next steal, we practically did the same thing. I cloned in, waited till 3 seconds, and I stole then ran to my base while my friend protected me. Before I got to the last few steals, admin abuse started. So this is another bonus stealing method, which is stealing during abuse. Phone players usually have their volume off during abuse, so when you steal they don't notice. Here is another example. When I stole he was totally oblivious. Alright, back to the main methods. For this third steal we found this stacked base, so we decided to both take things and split to our bases. I ended up getting hit and he ended up getting closer to his base, so I slapped this off and he got the Brainrot. For this second to last steal, I was just messing around this lobby competing over this Patapim, but then I looked to my left and a holy stacked base spawned in. So I immediately cloned in and took something, and of course he left, giving me easy access to my base while my boy did bodyguard work. For the last steal, I spotted this base with 3 gods, so I cloned in and waited till the base time hit 3 seconds. And when it did I Medusa'd and took the Brainrot while my friend was caging the owner. Alright, now it's time for the Crazy Rivals clip.
Congratulations.